On the tube, there's an emergency at Green Park.
This way, please leave the station.
Police are called to the district line and strike tensions mount.
If they're coming in tomorrow when I'm on strike, they're not going home early tonight.
It's summer 2002 and London Underground faces an uncertain future. But whatever the politicians may decide, the staff still have to keep the service running.
Chris, have you got a set of keys then? If you have, come back to the Northern Gate line. I thought I had 2 on there.
Station supervisor Brian Valentine has been with the company for 28 years. The last 12 at London Bridge, and he's having a tough start to the week. To make matters worse, there's a strike threatened, and it's due to start tomorrow night.
7:45. Peak times. And I'm stressed out. I'm short of escalators and I'm short of ticket office equipment. Coming out for a walk. Should have plenty of staff out. Where's the rest of your staff? I put 3 members of staff out here. Supervisor to the staff I put on the Northern Gate line. Where are you?
It's Monday morning rush hour, and the lower escalator to the Jubilee line grinds to a halt. It might be a minor incident, but it doesn't take much for the crowds to build up.
All right, you'll have to walk there. Oh, sorry.
Somebody hit the emergency stop button at the bottom. Maybe somebody mucking about, maybe an accident. And that's because we got 1 escalator missing. How long's that been there? 1 minute? And that's the result.
In 36 hours, the threatened strike could bring the whole network to a standstill.
I should be out on strike. I voted for a strike, and that's what I should be doing. If management start talking, then we'll call strikes off. If they're willing to go to arbitration, they'll also be called off. But at the moment, nobody's talking to anybody.
"25-year-old Steve Bennett has been working as a station assistant at Victoria for the last 2 years.
I mean, if you speak to anyone in a quiet station and they say, oh, where do you work? I say, oh, Victoria, and they say, oh, they're all like, oh, wouldn't work there, God, you know what I mean? And they all say, oh, it's a nightmare there, absolute nightmare. But I think the staff here feed off it. I mean, they love it, really. They do. They moan about it, but they love it, really.
Just over a day to go, and there's no sign the strike will be called off.
Tube strike tomorrow.
So there are no tubes?
There's no tubes tomorrow, no, on any line, so that gives you all the information there.
Thank you.
You can't travel on the Underground tomorrow because there is a strike. Thank you.
Steve's not a political animal, and he's decided to come in tomorrow.
So one of the reasons why I'm doing this job is for, like, stability in my life and just, like, being somewhere on time and, like, because otherwise I'll be out nightclubbing every night or something. So, no, it's just for me, it's like, I'm going to come in. I need the discipline.
It's the second strike in 2 months, and tempers are already beginning to fray.
Hello.
I've been waiting in that queue for half an hour.
Right. I've got 1 ticket office open out of 2, and out of the 4 windows, 2 of them are open because 2 of the others are defective.
Is it too much trouble for somebody to come out and tell the queue that that's the reason?
No, it isn't.
Well, it's just customer service, isn't it?
OK, fair enough. I'll take that on board, and that's where we've let you down. Fair enough for that one.
Tuesday, and a torrential downpour causes more problems for an overstretched tube system desperately in need of investment and repairs.
At times. This severe weather warning is valid until 2100 hours today.
Can I just check your ticket there, yeah?
Ticket inspectors Darren Smith and Debbie Soughton are at Green Park to catch fare evaders, but the bad weather's put paid to that.
All right, boss, sorry, mate. This geezer's going Fulham Broadway.
Fulham Broadway.
How is he? Is he all right for that?
It's got a problem because it's suspended too. The Wimbledon line suspended.
There's some problems on the line. There's a couple of stations closed because we've had a torrential downpour, 3 or 4 inches of rain.
And the following stations are closed because of flooding. That's Chalk Farm, Kilburn, Swiss Cottage, Willesden Green and King's Cross.
There you go. And Edgware Road.
Now the Circle Line suspended.
Services suspended between Edgware Road and Aldgate East.
We'll make a note of that.
people are confused. You know, they have this set route that they've used for like 5 years, and all of a sudden it's like ants, you know. You break that line and it's like, where do we go? What do we do? And that's what you got today, you know. We've broken their line, and so now they're going to have to go another way around it. And that's where we come into it. We're kind of like, we're the queen ants, and we're telling them how to get there.
Not much fun for the people outside, but unfortunately this evening it's the elements that's caused this, not London Underground. So London Underground's not to blame for the weather, is it?
By 5 p.m, the ticket inspectors have abandoned all hope of working the trains.
Everything that's happening on the trains, we won't be doing the trains at the moment.
No.
We'll just have to hang around and support the station. Why have they opened up the gates?
A fire alarm's gone off underneath an escalator. Then moments later, a second alarm goes off.
Right. Yeah, evacuation. We now have to evacuate the station for passenger safety and for the fire brigade to come and investigate. All right?
Could you please slowly leave the station?
Can everybody...
While some staff try and locate the source of the problem, the priority is to get everyone out of the station safely and quickly.
Madam, this way, please leave the station. Thank you.
We're not too sure if it's safe. Basically, 2 call points good. I mean, a fire, a bomb alert.
Can everybody please leave the station?
It's a grade A emergency.
Could you go down onto the platform and start moving people up with the DSM? Have they actually closed it?
Yeah.
Are they stopping trains here now?
Yeah.
They should be, but can you go down on the platform and move people up?
Get to the destination. Can I just ask, if your criteria is passenger safety, why is the escalator going down?
Because we need that escalator to go down.
Have you seen at the bottom of that escalator?
Because the fire, the fire crew.
But if there's a fire, the public wants to get out of the building.
Admittedly, but there are other escalators here. The fire crew need to get down.
One escalator taking thousands of people. If you've got the public's interest at heart, you get them out of the building. You don't stop them, hinder them, by having half the escalators working.
So you need to go up there, outside.
At Victoria Station, Steve's dealing with another emergency. A passenger alarm's gone off on the District Line platform and the train is stuck in the station.
Hang on just 1 second.
Come on with the salt
30 to district platforms. Yeah, we've got a police officer, a uniformed police officer on their way down onto the platforms. I think someone's been assaulted on one of those trains. An alarm was activated, one of the emergency alarms, and an undercover police officer has arrested one of the culprits, as it were. Yeah, basically, we've got them coming through now. The police are just coming. Just 1 second, because we've got a difficult situation here. Basically, we've got this person's assaulted one of our customers, and now he's just being removed from the station. What happened was the customer was assaulted, and they pulled the emergency alarm.
Sorry, can I go back out?
Yeah, certainly. There we go. There you go. So now it's just a matter of getting back to normality. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course you can.
Why is it on strike?
Why are we going on strike?
Yeah.
Well, we want our pensions to be equalised. There's 2 different pension schemes on this company. There's some people to get privileged facilities on other railways and other people don't get, so we want everyone to have that. And the management have put a pay rise into our pay package without negotiating it.
But we can't get around.
Well, I do apologise for that. It'll be for 1 day only. And if management take any notice or government intervene, then it won't happen again, ever.
On strike day, the man charged with making the tough decisions will be Operations Response Manager Andy Barr.
We will only run trains when we're certain and sure that the safety of the customers is paramount, and that we've been able to determine that the operation of the train service and the station service is safe.
Brian Valentine's boss, Kevin Bootle, has decided to pay a visit. Brian rarely sees eye to eye with management.
Trouble is, people who don't work at the stations keep telling us how to run them. And they're interfering with us. Tell them to come and see us and let us explain the problems to them. No, you've got people in ivory towers who go up the old ladder from university and ain't got a clue what they're talking about.
Green Park is still closed and the staff are trying to locate the cause of the problem. It might be frustrating for the passengers, but staff have to maintain safety.
It's been over 20 minutes, so where's the fire brigade? These guys are supposed to have the best safety systems in the world. The staff don't know what they're doing. They're going to open the station, they're going to close the station. One of them should make a decision. Either you follow procedures or you don't.
There's no trains, all right, on this line at all.
This is a fairly big emergency, yes. As yet, we know nothing to what it could be. It could just be a fault with the fire panel. It could be anything.
A few moments later, word comes through from the station supervisor. It was just a false alarm. Satisfied that there's no fire on the station, the supervisor gives the all clear. Since the report into the King's Cross fire, London Underground err on the side of caution. Safety comes first, and last year there were nearly 100 station evacuations.
As of now, the trains are running again and the Underground's up and working, and Green Park is open for business again.
Green Park might have reopened for today, but it looks like it'll be closed again tomorrow. The tube strike over pay and conditions is due to start in a matter of hours, and there's no sign that it'll be called off.
You wouldn't want to see the nurses go on strike, but would they be justified to going on strike for more pay? I think they would. The firemen are going on strike. Are they justified? I think they are. At the moment, my union cannot negotiate with my management, and this is our last resort. We're going on strike for one day.
Circle line to Baker Street.
Steve's concerns are practical rather than political.
I mean, it is a nightmare travelling around. When I was coming last time in July to work, they were literally fighting to get on the buses. And when the conductor said no more, it's too busy, they were literally calling her names, like names I can't even mention on the tape.
8 o'clock at London Bridge, and the tube strike has officially started. The late shift striking drivers will not book on for work tonight, so the trains will finish early. Brian's station staff will have problems getting home.
The problem is, of course, if I let you catch the last train, then everybody else wants to catch the last train.
Get rid of as many as we can so they can get home.
Ali can get going shortly. I'm not going to let staff go home if they're going to come in tomorrow when we're on strike. If they're coming in tomorrow when I'm on strike, they're not going home early tonight. They're staying at their time, like I've got to do.
No, if you're going to let one go, you've got to let one.
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
So let them go.
Well, all of them.
Yeah.
I'm losing a day's pay tomorrow, and if somebody's coming in here while I'm on strike, then they're going to have to work to their time. That's the way I feel about it.
At 10:30 p.m, the last train is about to leave London Bridge, 2 hours earlier than usual.
The last westbound Jubilant and the eastbound Jubilant has also departed from this station.
Right, 1 minute to this last southbound train. It's the last train tonight. It's 23 minutes past 10, and we are now officially on strike.